actually win.
This guy.
He's got a point.
No, he doesn't.
Yo, 100%. He wouldn't have had a point if it was 40-0.
Okay.
But 40-40 tie, he loved it. Meanwhile, Eagles win. Jalen throws for 0 yards in the second half. I'm being tested.
You are, bro. And I got to give you credit.
I'll take Jalen if you.
No,
but
I mean, 0
if
yards.
you're about to dump him.
No, it's just tough.
Wilds is at a Patriot game a week ago, sees the scoreboard. It says they have -1 passing yards through a half, and it wasn't their worst passing half.
I'm like A.J. Brown,
10
but
days.
it's about positive tweets about. I'm like, I need to get involved more.
The Mountain doesn't know what to do with
4-0.
Jalen. No, that's tears, buddy. There's no player's record.
Oh, of course there is.
I have a feeling what we're going to see on both.
I mean, the Mountain's not kind to hamstring injuries. I'll tell you that.
You can't climb.
You can't climb.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Patrick Mahomes is back. See? 270 yards, 4 touchdowns. He becomes the youngest and the fastest to 250 touchdowns, and he extends his personal record to 6-1 against Lamar. Here's Andy Reid on the offense.
It did today. So the speed was good. And Pat's got trust. He's developing. I mentioned that he's developing more trust in 5 and more trust in 80. And so now you add 1 into the mix who he's already got time with, game time. I think that's important. So I think that just kind of brought it together, and they fed off of each other's success there.
I got to get my program to figure out who he's exactly talking about there. Are the Chiefs officially back?
No. And they won't be officially back till Rasheed gets back. But what they are is once again the scariest team in the league. Because they are the team that, of everyone that we look at as a contender right now, we're like, hey, do they have a defense that can step up against the best players, the best quarterbacks in the league? Yes.
That's true.
And do they have a quarterback who is an absolute killer? Yes. And unlike some of these other teams at the moment, are they dealing with catastrophic injury, you know what I mean, across, various parts of their roster? Not anymore. And the entirety, I really, really hope the entirety of the media enjoyed the last few weeks, where they got to cosplay like we were in a world where this wasn't inevitable, where it was really going to be the Chargers were the team to beat. How's that working out? They had a nice 3-week reign, and now all of a sudden they look a lot like the Chargers again. And where the Ravens were 1-2, but beyond reproach, because they'd accomplished so much and nothing for a decade. And now they're in disarray. And now what has happened is, because of the slow start, the Chiefs are staring at what I probably should have known going into the year, Coach, was their ultimate football destiny, which is getting the opportunity, because they won't be the 1 seed, to be the team that gets to walk into Highmark Stadium in the final game ever played in that stadium.
Oh, that would be
on the road against Buffalo, to close out that stadium by snatching the Bills' chain for the only thing that franchise has, which is the only team to make 4 straight Super Bowls. Well, not if the Chiefs make it this year, and not if that's how that stadium closes. So I watched that game, and I was like, oh, Patrick has developed a rapport with Thornton and now has Xavier. Oh, Travis Kelce doesn't look quite so old when the defense isn't playing this in the, within 10 yards of everyone. Oh, the 7th-round running back that they got, he's getting a little more worked in. And, oh, the offensive line that they helped remake over the offseason can finally give someone some time. So, no, they're not fully back, but they are once again, and everybody deep down knows it, the real favorites. So, yeah, that's what they are, bro.
Look, I never thought they were gone. I thought, they always were going to make the playoffs, always be a Super Bowl contender. When I think of them being back, Coach, I think they are back to that top tier of elite contenders. The Philadelphias, if you want to put Detroit in there. I would have put Baltimore in there a few weeks ago. But Like, they're right there. I don't think, Nick, the only way I do think they would be considered the team to beat in the AFC, just because they've done it so many times and they've had Buffalo's number in the playoffs. The Chargers have not yet done anything in the postseason. But the only thing that would make me say they're the team to beat or the favorite in the whole league is if I just feel like, you know what, it's so hard to repeat. Only a handful of teams have done it. Yeah, you take them because Philly's probably not repeating.
Philly just seems like they're upset at their wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's really A.J. Brown obviously starting stuff. But the bottom line, Coach, is the Chiefs look great. We'll find out, I guess, over the next few weeks how much of that, if any of it, was just Baltimore's defense.
Well, some part of it has to be, right?
Not the Ravens scoring
Nick made
13.
a good point that Buffalo and Detroit, which are great offenses, essentially scored the same amount of points as the Chiefs. Okay. So, but we'll find if the Chiefs go out the next couple weeks and don't score, score 20 points or whatever, then you might say, okay, that was just Baltimore's defense. But I think with Xavier Worthy back, he opened so much up, Coach, that they are back to being elite.
So they beat the Giants with Russell Wilson playing maybe his last game ever as a starter. Okay, and their defense is what's the Giants' defense? What were they ranking in that?
What are they ranked? I don't know. They looked pretty good this week.
Yesterday.
You think the Giants' defense is great? You think the Giants' defense is great?
I'm just talking about the statistics that you've been quoting.
Well, then what are they?
I think they're like 32nd, 31st. Where?
They're definitely neither of those.
That's right, because Baltimore's 32nd. Okay, so this week with 7 out of 11 guys injured for the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, that's not true, Coach. You keep saying that. They went into the game with 3 starters.
Four were out.
And then guys got hurt during the game.
Roquan got hurt.
Roquan, Wiggins.
So
and,
the total number was 7, right?
By the end of the game, yes.
Okay, so the 7.
One in the fourth, like Wiggins were hurt in the fourth.
Okay, so I guess we can't count that. So 6 out of the 11 were hurt. So it's the Walking Dead. And so they moved the ball against them. But over the last year or so, we've watched this offense struggle mightily. And in 2 weeks against 2 defenses that are trying to find their footing and haven't really found it, they've had some level of success. I don't know if I'd necessarily be dropping banners like you've been, because you lit up a couple defenses.
They lit up the team you picked to win the Super Bowl. They lit up the team Brew picked to win the Super Bowl.
The team that I win the Super Bowl is all in getting MRIs to
No. But hold on. That's all on defense, right? The Ravens' offense was whole, and the Chiefs shut them down, which nobody's been able to do. Correct? Like, not the Bills are an A1 contender. Ravens put 40 on them. The Browns have a great defense. The Ravens scored 40 on them. The Lions are an A1 contender. The Ravens scored 30 on them.
I think where this game got out of hand is that the Chiefs were up by 10 going into halftime, get the ball back to start the second half, go up by 17, which effectively takes Derrick Henry out of the game. And that's, to me, where the whole game got lopsided. What did Derrick have, 8 carries?
Hold on. But except...
I mean, it was so uncharacteristic Baltimore offensive approach.
Then the Ravens had the ball in the red zone with a chance to get it right back to 10, and the Chiefs stopped them again and held them to 14. Like, this is because Wilds is a skeptic, I can feel it. The question I would ask is this. Who in the AFC do you trust more than them, and why?
Well, we're 4 games in.
Right.
Buffalo's undefeated.
Okay. So is your answer Buffalo? The Buffalo people.
Buffalo's had. I mean, look, they've won, but the last 2 weeks have been tough games for them.
Buffalo's the only team Buffalo has played that has won a game is Baltimore. Right? They beat the winless Jets, the winless Dolphins, the winless Saints, and the Dolphins and Saints games were 1-possession games in the fourth quarter. They were tied. And I think Buffalo and Kansas City are the 2 best teams in the league. Or in the conference. But you're right, Coach, it's early, which is why probably the team that wins the conference every year you should believe in. But if you don't, who is the team in the AFC that we trust?
The jury is still out. I think it's fair for Coach to say that this game turned because the Chiefs got one of their 2 missing guys back, Xavier Worthy, and all of a sudden everything looks different. And if Baltimore had 6 guys out, I think it's fair to say, oh, that Baltimore team probably looks different.
And this game got out of hand at the start of the second half. Otherwise, it would have been dramatically losing the. And I don't necessarily agree with Baltimore's approach to take Derrick Henry out of the game.
that's
Essentially,
foolish.
like I didn't think that was a very good idea, but that's the way that they went because I imagine they felt like if we don't score a lot quickly, we can't match Kansas City's score.
They were without four. Brew told me. I thought it was 3. It's 4. 4 starters before the game. When you said the Chiefs might get blown out. Now because after the Chiefs were in firm control, Roquan Smith and Marlon Humphrey was getting dusted, go out of the game. That's what flipped it. That's not what happened. The Chiefs were in control of that game
They 100%
from Jump Street.
were, but I'm not going all in and saying the Chiefs are 100% back to the old Chiefs.
This argument's made me hungry. And I thought Brew was going to have a sandwich.
Brew, this
but
is
instead,
on you,
Brew, you ordered Kansas City barbecue that you thought, bring it out, please, that you thought you were going to get served. Made to feed you.
That looks delicious.
Oh, our friends
awesome.
at Jack
Oh,
Stack.
my.
Oh, my goodness. We have burnt ends.
Oh,
we have pulled pork. We have a rack of ribs. So while you guys try to make
that sauce, is that pretty good?
while you guys try to make sense of, shockingly, Lamar Jackson coming up short against the Chiefs again, I'm going to eat some of this pulled pork. Go ahead, Kato.
All right. As for Lamar, an interception, a fumble, 147 yards, 1 healthy hamstring. At around 5 o'clock, a low rumble started to rise throughout the country, like an Ibiza DJ priming the crowd for a dance floor drop. Then, Lamar slams his helmet, and the sports world sung out in unison. Lamar Jackson. Hey, what's going on? What is going on? Brew, do you have an answer?
Okay, well, the question, how is it? What's going on with Lamar?
It's hey,
or how?
what's going on?
It's how much of the loss is on Lamar.
And also, hey, what's
All right,
going on with
I will answer
Lamar?
them both. I'm going to break down and blame Pie. I'm going to say 40% on their horrible defense, which was Coach Wright banged up. 30% on the coaching. Because Coach, like I said, even when they were down 10 or so, you still could have used Derrick Henry. And in the second quarter, 3 minutes left, when they are down 13-7, and they're a team that rarely goes for it on 4th down compared to other teams, they go for it from their own 41 and don't have Derrick Henry in the game. Even if you're not giving him the football, he's a decoy. He makes the defense, react differently. So I thought the coaching was bad. And then I put 30% on Lamar. And, Coach, I do think the Chiefs are in his head. Now, I'm just watching from afar, psychoanalyzing, looking at the history of the two teams.
I think that's a fair take, Brew. I don't think you need to couch it.
Yeah, to me, he didn't look himself. I thought Spagnuolo had him shook with his blitzing. And, Lamar just didn't – he looked out of sorts. And I thought even during the game when he was sitting on the sidelines just looking at his iPad between series, it looked like he was just trying to almost go in a shell and just get away from people. Like, he never looked himself. And so.
But he looked the way he always looks when he plays the
Well,
Chiefs.
and look, this leads me to this. I think Lamar, this is going to be, in my opinion, the toughest thing he's going to have to do in sports. Tougher than proving Bill Polian, the Hall of Fame executive who said he should be a receiver, wrong. Tougher than getting to the point, because we remember seeing Lamar in his first few games in preseason, I think. He looked terrible. Tougher than getting to the point where he's become an elite passer. He is going to have to get the Chiefs, some other big games, if you want, but